In this particular session, first we will discuss investment in variable income yielding investment. Investments in variable income yielding investment. This will encompass investment in government bond, debenture and those kind of things. So in all these cases, the acquisition of investment can be either under X interest basis or under cum interest basis. Two different models possible, X interest, cum interest. Next important point, what is the meaning of X interest? Excluding interest, cum interest, including interest. Which interest excluded or included in the price? Conceptually, it is interest from the date of last payment of interest up to the date of purchase or sale. If that interest is not included, we call it as X interest, excluding interest. Cum interest, if the price quoted for the investment include interest calculated from last date of payment up to the date of purchase or sale, we call it as cum interest. Let us see these concepts in detail and the necessity for these concepts. First and foremost, there is this interest payment date. Interest payment date. Invariably, companies or government for that matter, they pay the interest on two different dates in a particular financial year. It can be 30th June, 31st December or 30th September, 31st March. If suppose the interest is paid on 30th September and 31st March, there is no work of accrued interest when the account closing date 31st March synchronize with the dates of payment of interest. But if account closing your financial year take place as 1st April to 31st March, but the government or the other company which issued the debenture or bond, when they pay on two different dates, I mean they pay on 30th June, 31st December, your accrued interest working would be unavoidable. For an investor, you have to remember accrued interest is an income. For an investor, let me reiterate, accrued interest is an income. Let's now go to this. So, the interest payment date, suppose if it is, let's assume 30th June, one date. Let it be any financial year for that matter, 30th June and then 31st December. 31st December. This is like a cycle. Each year they will make payment of interest like this. And 30th June and 31st December, two different dates of payment of interest. Obviously, again what will come? Next 30th June. So it's like a cycle. Let us take it for a particular year in order to have better understanding. Let's take it for a particular year. So, if this is 2019, here also 2019, then here it would be 2020. Now what happens if there is a transaction taking place here? If there is a transaction here, I mean between this gap, let us say here, if there is a transaction on 31st of January 19, in the secondary market, one buyer purchased some 1 lakh bonds. In the secondary market, they buy 1 lakh bonds, and here it cannot be 19, it should be 20. 31st of January 20. Anyway, here the context with which we are speaking is 31st January 20. Then what happens? If there is a purchase, irrespective of whether it is X interest, cum interest, if there is a purchase, then look at this very important point. The interest for this period, this is what is conceptually most important. The interest for this period. This interest, if it is included in the price, we will call it as cum interest. If this interest is not included in the price, we will call it as X interest. So, while discussing accounting for investment in fixed income yielding investment. What is fixed income yielding? The rate of interest which we are discussing, that remain constant. So here there are two different bases. The transactions that take place in this model, they are accounted on two different bases. One base is called as X interest basis. The interest which we discussed earlier, if that interest is included, then we call it cum interest. If it is not included, we call it X interest. There is another basis, cum interest basis. So in case of X interest, the interest which we discussed here, if this interest is not included, we call it as X interest, excluding interest. The interest not included. Interest for the period from which date? Last date of payment of interest. From the last date of payment of interest. And obviously two date of purchase or sale. Date of purchase or sale, because X interest, cum interest is common for both. So if it is not included, that is why X interest, excluding interest. Interest for the period from last date of payment of interest to the date of purchase or sale. Is not included. Not included in what? Not included in the price. That is called X interest basis. Cum interest, so the interest for the period referred here. Interest for the period referred. Included in the price of investment. That is called cum interest. Basically, one point you should realize. Let us assume like this. We have purchased the investment from another party on 28th of February 2020, or let's take conveniently 1st March 2020. The company which issued those debenture pay interest on 30th June, 31st December. On these two different dates, they pay interest. So, now what happens while doing the accounting? What cannot be done? First of all, suppose X purchased the debenture, from Y. So, Y is the seller and X is the purchaser. X is the purchaser. Now the date, just now I said 28th of February 2020. This is the date. Now the problem is, up to 31st December, our seller would have received interest. It belonged to L&T company, assume it is L&T company bond, L&T company debenture. So up to that cutoff, I mean 31st December 2019, 31st December 2019, interest would have been collected. Interest would have been collected by our seller Y. And for this 2 months, interest is due to seller Y. Seller Y. If you ask why, WHY, it is simple reason, up to the date of sale, the interest, the strongest principle you should keep in mind, up to the date of sale, interest pertain to seller, interest belong to seller. No part of the interest is due to the buyer. Here date of sale 28/2/2020. So you are discussing again a block of 6 months from 1st January 20 to 30th June 20. In that period, 2 months interest relate to Y and remaining 4 months interest pertain to X. Okay, fine. Now, L&T company cannot find, okay, 2 months this fellow is holding the bond, pay 2 months interest. Whom? To Y. And 4 months X is holding, pay 4 months interest to X. It is impractical. Why? In a very large volume where lakhs of investors are there, lakhs of investors, and these are today traded on electronic market, in the secondary market. Imagine the number of purchase and sale, number of transactions. So it would be very huge. So they cannot keep on splitting the interest to 2 different parties, 3 different parties. Here, okay, at least one transaction. If there are 10 transactions like this, they will have a tough time. So what the company, L&T company will do? Simple. Pay the interest to the holder on the respective block of dates, 30th June, 31st December, keep on paying. The buyer seller, they adjust among themselves. That is what led to this concept of X interest, cum interest. So follow very closely. I am almost sharing the secret of this chapter now. So what X will do at the time of purchase of this bond? Apart from the price, they will also pay interest up to 28th of February. Who will pay? X will pay to Y. So on declaration 30th June 2020, X will get 6 month interest. Out of 6 months, already on purchase, X would have paid to Y 2 months interest, remaining 4 month interest pertain to X. So how it is getting adjusted? Not in a manner like on purchase, X takes the Y takes the interest from the L&T company. X get 4 months, not at all possible. X will receive 6 months interest on 30th June, not now, on 30th June. And now itself, in order to settle, make a full and final settlement to seller, X will pay that 2 months interest apart from investment price. This core principle will never change. The core principle will never change. Up to this 28th of February, interest belong to seller Y. Seller Y. That principle will not change. So, whether our price given in question, is it X interest, cum interest, that will alter your accounting, your amount to be debited to investment account. So core principle is what? Up to the date of sale, interest pertain to seller. From the date of purchase, it is our interest. Even in your personal life, when you buy investment in bond, debenture and those type of things, same treatment applicable. The secondary bond market is very popular. See, knowledge, information, that information is wealth. Actually, this one phrase is misused by some movies. You know the difference between real life. In real life, knowledge and information is wealth. Why I am speaking and making this statement at this juncture? Same bank. You invest as a fixed depositor, your rate of interest is today hardly 5%. Hardly 5%. Same money you invest through bond, you need only demat account, 1 year return, unbelievable but real, at least 9% in the secondary market. I am saying at least. Same bank. See, if you feel like risk is more, fixed deposit is also risk because you are depositing the money with the same bank. So that is called tier 2 bond. Karnataka Bank, Karur Vysya Bank, so many other banks. I am quoting 2, 3, that's all. They are all having this issue of tier 2 bond. See why I went to that. Tier 2 bond is the topic we are discussing now, which you can buy through the intermediaries like Carvey, Cameo Capital, so many are there. So many are there. You can buy through them. If you have demat account, they will facilitate the meeting between buyer seller. It can be low value, high value. Sometimes the minimum volume of transaction they quote is 1 lakh, sometimes it is 10 lakh. See, information is wealth. For this reason only, a person who doesn't know this, they will complain the system. They will criticize the system. A person who knows this, silently they will invest and make money out of it. There are other profitable avenue. Interest income is not the only avenue, but within that, I am telling the distinction. So it's a very practical point. If you ask an intermediary for a quote, they will send you through email. The X interest, cum interest words will appear there. Very practical in that sense. So what for this is introduced in the course? Not to confuse any person. This is what is existing in practical due to the impracticability of paying proportionate interest, making payment in block. See, because it is not 1 or 2 investor, there will be lakhs of investor. Imagine you sit as a CFO in a company. How will you, set up a team to pay interest? You have to keep on paying interest for the whole year. Impractical. You have other better work to do. So what we have to do? We should go by either X interest, cum interest. What is the core principle? Very strong. It remains same. Up to the date of sale, interest pertain to seller. And the moment it is sold, interest will come forward to buyer. Interest from the date of sale of that investment in secondary market, the interest will come to buyer. This core principle will not change. Our price quoted, it can be either X interest or cum interest. X interest means the interest for the period from the date of last payment of interest immediately before the date of purchase or sale. If the purchase is on 1st of March 2020 and if they sold that particular, if they paid that particular interest on 31st December 19, that is the gap we talk about. That is the gap, 2 months gap. So interest from last date of payment of interest by the issuer. This last date of payment of interest by the issuer. You know certain things very clearly. We presume that. Issue of bond, government issue bond. Issue of debenture, some corporate issue debenture. Another entity, person, individual can buy these bonds or debenture. At that time, how to account? That's what we are discussing. Let us have a demonstration for this. This question, X purchased 10,000 6% government bonds of 100 each on 31st January 19 at rupees 95 each. Interest is payable on 30th June and 31st December. The price quoted is cum interest. The key word here, cum interest. It is a cum interest transaction. Cum interest. That means your price include interest also. Interest also. Let us go to this now. So 95 is the price. One important point here. Always remember the transactions need not be held based on the face value. Whether it is share or debenture or bond, it's always not practicable to transact based on face value. The transaction price can differ from face value. That one point you should remember. Let us now take total cum interest price. Total cum interest price. Now the total cum interest price, 10,000 bonds are there, 10,000. Multiply this with 95 rupees. So the amount you get is 9,50,000 rupees. Now this cum interest price include interest. Interest from what period to what period? Interest from the date of last payment up to the date of purchase. Here it is acquisition X purchased 6% government bond. So let us now compute, and you know better, interest is always computed on face value. 10,000 bonds into 100, face value will be 10 lakh. 10,000 bonds into 100, your face value will be 10 lakhs. On that only we should calculate interest. Let us compute. And they pay on two different dates, even year not given. Look at the dates. 30th June, one date, 30th June, another date, 31st December. But our date of purchase is 31st January. So prior to this, if you check the payment date which is required for accounting, the payment date would have been 31st December 2018. So here I am writing date of purchase. Date of purchase. Our date of purchase is actually 31st of January 2019. 31st January 2019. That is the date. So we have to take into account the interest from last date of payment of interest by the company, or here it is government. They would have paid on 31st December. 31st December they would have paid. 31st December. Now the next date, 31st January. 31st January, this should be 31st December 2018. And the date of purchase of this bonds, that is 31st January 2019. 31st January 2019. That is the date on which the purchase take place. So there is a gap of 1 month. This 1 month, what you have to remember, this 1 month interest, the purchaser should pay to seller. At the time of purchase itself, they will pay this 1 month interest. How are they going to pay? Let us compute. So here it should be interest calculation. So cum interest price. The question is cum interest price. So our price include interest, which we are going to exclude now. So interest. This interest is calculated from which date to which date? 1st January 19 to 31st of January 19. 31st January 19. For this period we should do the computation. So let us compute the calculation. 10,000 bonds into rupees 100. This will give you face value. 10,000 bonds into rupees 100 into rate of interest applicable 6% government bond, 6% into 1 by 12 into 1 by 12. So 10 lakh is the face value. 10 lakh is the face value. 10 lakh into 6%. 10 lakh into 6%. You will get 60,000. 60,000 is the interest. 1 month interest. 60,000 is for 1 year. 1 month interest, it would be 5,000. 60,000 divided by 12. 5,000. Let us check it up. So you will get 5,000 here. So this is what is the net amount paid for the purpose of your investment in government bond, 9,45,000. This is the amount. 9,45,000 is the net price. In short, you are deducting interest from the date of last payment of interest up to the date of purchase. We are deducting. Why do we deduct? Simple reason. This interest, this price is come interest price, and whenever we say come interest price, the price include interest from the date of last payment of interest up to the date of purchase. That is included, and that's why we are excluding. They have asked the journal entry. Let us pass the journal entry. So the journal entry, investment in 6% government bond account debit. Investment in 6% government bond account. Government bond account debit. To bank account. This is the normal entry. Up to this I need not tell anything because you know better. Whenever there is investment, this journal entry applicable. You will debit investment, credit bank account. So this journal entry applicable. So here what happens? Slight difference. 945 I have to debit. Interest I should debit 5,000. Credit 9,50,000. So 9,45,000. Then interest account we should debit. That would be 5,000 interest account. So to bank account 9,50,000. $9,50,000. This is the journal entry we have to pass. Now in a face-to-face session, if I ask, when you make investment, we are supposed to get interest. That interest will be a credit balance. Income only should come. How it is coming on the debit side? There would be a pin drop silence for some minutes. Then only somebody will start giving some answer. Actually the answer is, it is a temporary debit. We are not going to end the transaction with this one entry. Later, when they receive interest on 30th of June 2019, because the date of purchase you can check it up, the date of purchase here it is given 31st January 2019. This entry will be passed on 31st January 2019. That is the date on which you will pass this entry. Later on 30th June, who make this purchase? X. So this is actually books of X. So later in the books of X on 30th June, what will happen? 6 months interest will come. Journal entry, bank account debit to interest. So out of that 6 months, X is entitled to interest only from this date, 31st January. I mean only from February, March, April, May and then June. 5 months only. So 1 month interest already you have debited. Later when you receive, you will credit 6 month interest. Net effect will emerge as 5 month interest. So the answer will tally. Correct interest will come, not now. On 30th June when you credit the interest, net effect will tally. Same question. If it is come interest, small change. Here it will be 9,50,000. That's all. All other things same. This total will be 955. I will debit investment account 9,50,000 and 5,000 interest. Why? But that interest debit is consistent. It is standing like a rock. There is no change. Why? Your price, the amount paid 9,50,000 and then debit other one 5,000. The credit will be 9,55,000. And X interest, the price don't include interest. That is why we are debiting 950. This answer over. This answer over. What I told is an additional point. All these things we will see in detail in the subsequent questions.